Good place to do a launch, it'll echo nice. Looks like winter's here, bringing with it this weather and also 4 PM sunsets. E60's now back at home, and yes, the OZ rallies have made an appearance again. Now, as promised in the last video, we are doing the driving impressions on the MK8 R today. If you're not too caught up, it essentially made 430 PS with the help of a downpipe, an intercooler, and also a tune from MRC. Of course, all of it is still all in development and we're working on it, and I still need to try out an intake. But I thought I'd do this first drive in sort of 2 parts essentially, because I know a lot of you folks want to know the data. So one was taking it to Santa Pod and also getting driving impressions on the road. The weather was a bit sketchy and I only got 1 run, but what I'll do, I'll run those clips now. In typical market fashion, it didn't go to plan, but I'll let you watch it and then we'll unpack what exactly happened. Okay folks, so we're in the queue, nearly at the front here. Hopefully my car is not completely heat soaked. I'm gonna record on the draggy today, so when we start the run, I'll hopefully get the sort of video with the draggy numbers. We just want to see how it gets off the line, etc. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, so if you look here now, we've got all sorts. Might turn the car off and clear it. So as you can see there, the car ran a 12.2 at 113 miles an hour with the assistance of a drivetrain light. Way off the mark where it should be. A standard MK8 R is normally around the 12.5 mark anyway. I feel like the car reverted to like a stock power mode on that run, just with the addition of freer flowing hardware, and that's why it ran a sort of lower 12. But yeah, there's definitely something up with these, and I've noticed that it throws up this light when it goes on a full out 100 to 200 run as well when going on the Autobahn. Now this has only been cropping up in the last couple of days, so I am going to be taking it back for more testing on the dyno, but I did actually manage to get an accidental quarter mile the other day when I was doing 0 to 60s on the Autobahn stretch, and even after letting off at around, can't really tell what that is, but it was actually pretty early on, I rolled into an 11.9 at 108. So it goes to show that if I carried on and had my foot in there and was actually realising I was doing a quarter mile, it probably would have been like a mid-11. So yeah, it's still off the pace of, say, I don't know, an average Mark 7R with full bolt-ons. We are around 430 PS, which is 420 something bhp, and a bit extra weight. But yeah, unfortunately I couldn't actually run again at Pod because they closed the track. So I only got 1 run, which is not ideal when you got an inconsistent car, because what if it performed well on the next run? I guess we'll never know until next season. But yeah, that's enough of me rambling here at home. We'll get a cold start in because this thing is very noisy. Alright, so we've made it to some country roads. Now I'll be honest folks, it's not all doom and gloom. The odd thing with this car is, I know it has those glitches and it is acting unpredictable at the moment, but as soon as you turn the car off and on again, it fixes itself like it's some old PC. So right now we've got no drivetrain lights on the dash. I did also go ahead and get some 100 to 200s because I know that's the sort of thing that you guys like to see. And at the moment the best I've got is 9.3, which is about the same as a stock 8Y RS3, so I guess it's within spec, high 420 bhp. So yeah, there's a lot more on the table, but we'll get there. Put it to R mode. It's so loud, this thing. there's a lot of similarities with this and my Edition 30, ironically. The DSG bang is not so much a bang, it's like a blip, which is interesting. But you can drive it around quietly. I don't know if I mentioned it in the last video, but you probably were saw by the comfort mode. I think, you know what, let me just go through here, get the boring stuff out of the way. Let's put it into comfort mode, just because I know these are daily cars. That's valves closed now. I'm going through a little village here, but I don't want to ruin everyone today. Can't hear nothing. That is the beauty of valves. Never had that option on my Mark 7 GTI because they were just either loud or it's not loud. You had to rely on the resonator being good enough. Then out the village, press R mode. See the options. It's just so planted, isn't it? Good place to do a launch, it'll echo nice. No drivetrain light there. Oh, this is so loud. Too many bangs. They are 100% going, as I've already said. I just need to go back and get it revised along with getting these glitches fixed. But I have noticed after talking to a few other people with tuned Mark 8 Rs, different companies, etc., and they're suffering from the same glitches as me. So I think it's just a case of us being guinea pigs and it being all new and everything. You're gonna have this, and I thought rather than me just not telling you guys about it, I thought, as I normally do on every project, all the downsides and or current issues I'm facing, show them on video. I'm not expecting a bunch of you out there to be tuning Mark 8s right now. That's the whole reason why I thought I'd do it, to try and, you know, show you what it's like. But it's going to take time. It's going to take time. As usual with most cars, stage 1 is your best bang for buck, especially with an intercooler on these, as you saw, because it made 420 PS and we're only like an extra 15 now, but at the expense of all the other, you know, the downpipe and getting it fitted, etc. Of course, I'm doing a series, so it's different. I need to show all the different various states of tune. But yeah, if you're someone who's like just wants a bit of extra power, you'll be happy with stage 1 because they already have a bit of an over and a standard. Yeah, it's not completely shouting about, but it's got some character compared to the outgoing 7.5. So many views on this dashboard. This was just a black screen. Let's just drive with a black screen for a bit. That bit there, that slur, it's so typical E8 888, isn't it? As with most engines, there is a sweet spot to get it sounding right. This is at the most ASBO end of the spectrum, because it's basically a straight pipe to the back box and then it's got added overrun. Now I have got an exhaust on the way which will have a resonator, like I mentioned I think in the last video. So that, along with retaining the valve system of the stock exhaust, should be good, should be good. Emergency assists. They thought I was going to go straight into the Royal Mail van. Some of these assists aren't as bad as they make them out to be. Sometimes they're pretty cool. So it is what it is. It didn't, you know, take over the car at all. It just beeped at me. So you can tell. It's got its own button here for everything. Here. Oh, sounds a lot like my day. Right, S mode. See, it's got power. Look what's joined us, drivetrain light. This wasn't happening on stage 1, so I don't know, maybe it's because of the downpipe, the car's a bit confused. But that definitely felt like a stock 0 to 60, which is around 4.5 seconds. Now thankfully, I have got a time which I managed to get the other day when it did chuck a light up, and that was 3.7 seconds, which is a fair bit faster. So it's definitely got the guts, but I don't know when it just decides. Maybe on certain days, maybe on Fridays and Saturdays it's quick. Wind is going crazy there, but let me just show you quickly what you do when you get a drivetrain light. Completely gone, makes no sense. Alright, let's launch it. Hopefully this thing survives by the time I get it home. It all sounds very violent. Yeah, you can feel the diff doing all that nice funky stuff. Ride quality is one thing that I've got zero complaints about in the MK8 R. It's absolutely perfect with DCC. You don't have to worry about it being too harsh or anything like that at all. Spot on. There folks, that was a quick taster of the MK8 R at its downpipe and intercooler stage. I'll get the intake on, then it'll be a full-fledged stage 2. Work in progress. I'll get you an update on it next video, what we did to rectify this. I'm sure there is a fix, so maybe it'll take time, who knows. Yeah, subscribe for a lot more content to come. Drop a like on the video. And yeah,